December 28th, 2021. Halfcast 213, episode 213. Let's go. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. An evening of reflection. Shall we? Man jailed after human head found in ice chest has felonies spanning 4 decades. I would like to think the head in the ice chest is kind of a veteran move that nobody starts their rookie season just riding around with body parts. A man who was jailed after police discovered a severed human head and body parts in the truck he was driving has previous felony and federal criminal convictions spanning across 4 decades, a Las Vegas prosecutor told the judge Tuesday. Sir, do you know you have a human head and assorted body parts in your vehicle? Yeah, it's DoorDash. It's Grubhub. It started on December 23rd when Eric Holland, 57, refused to pull over during a traffic stop, according to 8 News Now. At one point, Holland got out of the truck he was driving and into another. Police say both trucks were allegedly stolen. Holland was taken into custody after running from police in a second truck, but when authorities investigated the coolers in the backs of one of the trucks as it was being processed to be impounded, they discovered the dismembered body and severed head. Holland is currently facing a murder charge and is being held without bail ahead of a court appearance next week. Prosecutor Giancarlo Pesci cited Holland's criminal history in the assertions to the judge that he is a threat to the community. Hell yeah, he is, and should not have the option of being released on bail. He's going to run. He's been running this whole time. Yeah, Holland's convictions, which fall under several names, date back to the 1980s and span across 3 states: Nevada, California, and Texas. An arrest warrant in Las Vegas has been out for Holland since May 2019 for a 2018 case that accused him of embezzlement, identity theft, issuing false checks, and theft. According to court records, he posted the $5,000 bail set for that case. Can you imagine being an officer that thinks he has a very good arrest? He caught somebody that's been running for a long time for like embezzlement and theft and basically just money crimes. And you find this, you find body parts. Holland's alleged victim was identified Tuesday as Richard P. Miller of Las Vegas. The Clark County coroner said Miller died last Thursday from multiple gunshot wounds and his death was a homicide. The victim is literally cut into pieces, Pesci said in court. His head is cut off. Police found receipts in the vehicles for items purchased from a home improvement store where Pesci said Holland was seen on security cameras pushing a cart with a saw in it. Holland threw various items at officers in an attempt to flee, but he was taken into custody, police said in a statement. Thank God none of those various items were also body parts. I mean, you can imagine the horror when you open up an ice chest and you find a human head inside. Chopping up a body to dispose of the remains takes a different type of toughness. If you're in law enforcement, you have to be thinking, are there more bodies? This guy's been doing crime for a very long time. Next up, if you like the show, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know you're rocking with your boy. New York woman caught hiding knives in a teddy bear at Philadelphia airport. As a saying, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. A Cortland, New York woman is in hot water after a stuffed animal her 9-year-old son was traveling with was found to have a pair of knives sewn into it. The Transportation Security Administration says, is this Vader? A teddy bear Vader? TSA says its officers noticed the bear had been restitched on its back. After removing the stitches, the knives were found in its stuffing. This is a good example of why we cannot assume that something as innocent looking as a child's stuffed animal is not a risk to security. said Gerardo Sparrow. Fair enough. TSA's federal security director for the airport, someone intentionally attempted to conceal two knives inside this 9-year-old boy's toy for whatever reason. It was a good catch on the part of our TSA officers. They were butter knives. What was she really gonna do? Besides whip everybody up into a frenzy. TSA did not reveal the identity of the woman nor the reason for the hidden knives, but did say the woman told them the bear was a comfort toy for her son. She will likely face a federal penalty for trying to sneak the knives through security. At the end of it all, it wasn't even really worth it because, man, what were you really going to do? You sold two butter knives into a child's toy. Who was it more of a comfort for, you or the child? Next up, Payday loan company owner Bilked investors spent funds on lavish lifestyle. SEC. If you're not familiar with a payday loan company, say you need money to pay your bills. It's Monday. You get paid on Friday, and they'll loan you $100, but when they come collect their money, the interest on it, you'll end up paying about $400 back. They're a real I don't see how they weren't shut down years ago for just predatory lending practices. The Securities and Exchange Commission has filed suit against a payday loan company and its owner, alleging that millions of dollars was stolen from investors. At one point in time, there had to be hundreds of these places. They were popping up. Miami-based Sky Group USA, which is run by Efren Betancourt Jr., allegedly gained around 500 investors based on the promise of high interest returns on their investments. Yeah, because you're charging people 200-300% interest on $100. However, the SEC claimed that Betancourt spent some of the 66 million he raised to fund a lavish lifestyle and not towards the business. Furthermore, the SEC accused Betancourt of allegedly paying out at least $19 million he acquired from a Ponzi scheme to keep some investors inside the company. The SEC alleged that this scheme lasted from January 2016 to March 2020. Just the pure nature of this business screams scam artists are just scamming scam artists at every level of the business. So when you get into this, you should know that if you don't see your money right away, you're probably not going to see anything at all. Immediately, as soon as you bought in, they paid somebody else that bought in before you. According to the SEC, when the COVID pandemic took hold, Sky Group USA reportedly saw many borrowers default on their payday loans, which caused a major cash flow issue for the company, and it was not able to make payments to its investors. We continue to caution investors to be very wary of any investment that promises returns that are too good to be true, said the SEC's Miami office director, Eric I. Bustillo. Yeah, it's the same thing that lures you in, is the same thing that screws you at the same time. However, Betancourt claims that he was always upfront with investors. No, you weren't, about the project, telling attorney Rick Diaz that he made it very clear that the company was a payday portfolio. However, Diaz was not impressed. I've handled and deposed and defended Ponzi schemers over the years. He told the Miami Herald, Efren Betancourt is the smoothest, cruelest, and most arrogant, selfish, and narcissistic of them all. The SEC lawsuit seeks permanent injunctions and financial penalties against Betancourt and Sky Group. The guy was just stealing money, said Zarilla, 38, who added that he also referred his wife, her brother, and several other business associates to Betancourt's company. Altogether, Zarilla and his immediate family invested $150,000 in the company. They received some interest payments but lost all of their principal. He made a lot of money and went a little crazy with the money, Zabilla said. Yeah, they made it sound good to everybody. You get money right now to pay your bills immediately, but people don't read the fine print that by the time they get done with you for that $100 that they loaned you, you've probably paid them about $400 back just off the interest alone. Next up, anti-vaxxers invade New York City Burger King. Five protesters arrested. I went to a Burger King a few weeks ago and I stepped foot in the door. I didn't even go in the building and saw a guy just sneeze with no mask on. He didn't even cover his mouth when he sneezed. He didn't do anything. And I immediately turned around and walked right back out, about face forward march. So anti-vaxxers storming this Burger King. They've already conquered the one I went to. Five people were arrested Monday night in New York City after invading a Burger King to protest COVID-19 protocols. Multiple videos documenting the ordeal at the restaurant at 417 Fulton Street went online. One video viewed over 367,000 times showed a man yelling to other patrons, though nobody seems to acknowledge him. Yep, that's Burger King. It's the void. A woman and others then began shouting at employees behind the counter with an unidentified man yelling, "Mandates are not laws." See how this has become a selfish argument? It's not even about common courtesy to the person next to you, to the person behind you, that maybe I don't agree with the vaccination mandates. I don't agree with the vaccination rules, whatever they're trying to do. Okay, I don't agree with it. But you know what? I'm gonna wear the mask anyway. Not for me, but just for the general. You see how this is, how they're fighting that. They're fighting their right to not have to be courteous to the people around them. It's a selfish doctrine. It just screams, well, I'm not taking a vaccine, so why should I care if you care about getting sick? Why should I care if you care about getting vaccinated and getting sick? I'm not taking the vaccine. That's all that matters. And if you're wearing a mask in front of me, you're making me feel uncomfortable. You're disrespecting me. Sergeant Edward Riley, a spokesperson for the NYPD, said the arrest occurred at approximately 7:34 a.m. They're not even serving lunch yet, and you're in here screaming about masks and anti-vaccines. What is wrong with you people? You don't have jobs? Five men were charged with trespassing after entering and remaining unlawfully inside a Burger King within the confines of the 84th precinct. Individuals refused to leave the location after multiple requests to do so. Riley added, saying that all individuals were issued desk appearance tickets. Aside from many replies poking fun at, yeah, can the heroin addicts detox in peace? Aside from many Twitter replies poking fun at individuals starting a ruckus in a Burger King and some getting arrested for it, some questioned whether these were paid actors. Another said there's a reason protesters don't galvanize at the Tribeca Grill. I love how Americans are so deeply attached to their fast food that that's where they make their political statements. Another Twitter user said the arrested man in the video clearly misunderstands the symbol of Martin Luther King Jr. on his clothing. That was a good one. I really, me personally, I believe if you're anti-vax, that's cool. But just out of the common courtesy when you're in these places, in these closed off spaces, for just out of common courtesy, like it doesn't matter your religious views, your political views, no matter what you feel about the government or medicine or big pharma, you can put all that to the side. And for the guy to the right to you, for the guy to the next to you, for the 5-10 minutes that you're in this closed off area, just put on a mask and respect their space. That's all. And these people are fighting against that. They're not fighting to be anti-vaxxers. They're fighting over the right to have no courtesy towards the people that do care about these type of things. But that's just my opinion. Fun show. Fun show. Fun show. That being said, I'm going to wrap this one up, but I'll be sure to talk to you guys very, very soon. Adios.